Hey you guys, once again, I'm here with my friend Wilson Hayes, and we're going to be doing a boxing wrap that's good for kickboxing and boxing. So we're going to be able to use, I'm going to have the 1.5 inch tape that we're going to be able to demonstrate, obviously the gauze, and then I'll be showing you the 1/2 inch tape that I spoke to you guys about earlier. But first, you know, a guy like Wilson, you check his hand and the width of it, and then what you're going to do is make a padding, whether it's small, medium, or large. The small is like 25 times around the hand, 35, 40 for the medium, and then 50 and above for the large. But we're going to go medium here with Wilson. So we're going to 3, 4, and 35. All right, so that's what we do here. And then obviously, you know, these are great, man. These are the exclusive Stitch Premium by Bad Boy 1/2 inch. You don't have to split the tape in anymore, but you're gonna need 6 of them. All right, you guys, so here's what we're gonna do is, you know, with Wilson, I always, you know, stretch his fingers out a little bit. How the hands feel?
Okay, yeah.
All right, good. You know, if you got any problems or anything, that we'll address those. Let's say Wilson's hands, his metacarpals are a little bit sore. We're gonna lock them in as we wrap, you know, but first what I like to do is I like to wrap away from the thumb. And so I'll start at the wrist and I'll work it up. And, you know, Wilson says as a boxer, he likes his wrap up a little bit higher. So I'm going to take it up just to kind of protect it. So, you know, the thing you want to do is protect the wrist, obviously, and then we're going to protect the knuckles. But I like to go 3 times around, 1, 2, 3, before I put the padding on. And as we go to the padding, I always get it there and then close it. And then I'll check. You okay there?
Yeah.
Okay, open. If, you know, the thing about it, you want to center the knuckles right on the center of the padding. So I'll go across and then obviously lock it in. But, you know, you start doing the figure 8 as I do with all the wraps. As you see, you went across, you came across, so, and then protect the knuckles. Those are the important things. And just keep going back and forth so there's an even wrap on that. And then talk to the fighter. You know, Wilson, how's it going, man? And, you know, you ready for your fight, brother?
Yeah.
You know, the thing about it is it's real important for you to talk to the guys and keep them relaxed, because Wilson's going out there and fighting. And, you know, the name of the game is to knock people out. And you want to give this guy as much encouragement as possible as he goes out there, and then still do your job. And, you know, like Frank Mir said, you know, when Stitch walks into the dressing room, my stomach just drops because he knows it's time to fight. So you at this stage of the game, wrapping the fighter's hands, it's just first step to go out there and do some battle. So you make sure you take care of them. And, you know, Vitor Belfort said, he said, you know, when Stitch comes into my dressing room, whether he's working my corner or not, he has that calming effect. And that's what you want to give to these guys. So you're there to protect them, man. That's what you do as a cut man, and that's what you do as a trainer. And you know, just you take care of these guys, because without their hands, they're not going to be very good. So it's basically this is the format right here for wrapping the hands. And like I said, we're going to use the 1.5 inch tape. And, you know, I've learned to really like this tape a lot better than the 1 inch a lot of times, because it really gives it a nice secure wrap. And that 1.5 inch tape is also good for the ankles. So at this point, you have Wilson, open, close your hands, move it around, stretch it out. How's it feel?
Feel great.
All right,
very
cool.
tight.
You know, you kind of let it conform to the hands. Okay, close it. And here's where all the stuff goes. So, like I say, I always wrap away from the thumb. We're using the 1.5 inch tape. Like I say, it's just as good for the hands as it is for the ankles. So let's wrap away up to the wrist area. All right, make sure you tighten it in, lock it in, turn it, open. Then we start going in between the fingers. And, you know, I worked with Amir a while ago, and he asked me why you go between the fingers. Turn it, close it. Oh, there we go. And what you do is you keep that padding in there. That's why you go between the fingers. Open. And you just kind of secure everything. But I always go like an inch beyond. I'll use my middle finger and I'll send it right through, and then I'll wrap it around. It just kind of secures it, and it makes a nice little bar. Turn it, close it. Find that little groove for the knuckles, put it in right between there. Turn it, open, and then take the outside. So I always do the middle one first, the one on the left side, and then the outside. Turn it, close it. and find that groove and set it in there. Start up at the top of the wrist and then work it down to right at the edge of the wrist and then rip it. All right, open. And most commissions, you have to have 1 inch away from the knuckles. So as you go across, I'll put it here, close it. And then this protects the metacarpals. Open. So you give them a little cross right there. Close it. And then bring it on down. Open. Then you start going across. Close it. Open. Close it. And just keep it closed there. And just, what you do, like I say, he has no problems with the metacarpals. You get it, you tighten up that tape right there and bring it across. And you can put all the pressure on top. You don't want to put too much pressure on the bottom because you end up closing up the blood vessels. It gets very hard for him. Open again. Close it and just keep it closed. How you feeling there, Wilson?
Great.
All right. And the great thing about this tape, it's very easy to tear. And when you're wrapping 6 or 7 guys in one night, trust me, it comes in handy. So this is your basic here, and then what you want to do is just go ahead and close it up. You give them 1 more coating, and then you lock everything into place. Open. You go over, under, close your hands. There we go. And then open. Open again. Close it. Open 1 more. And just gotta finish it up. All right, at this point, you just pack everything in place. Make sure everything's contoured. Turn it, open. And what you wanna do is you wanna cut off this excess tape. Kind of slide the scissors right there. And these are the same scissors you're gonna get in the stitch kit. Away. And then I always like to get this excess, just cut it here and cut it right at the edge. And then what you do is you tuck it right in. All right, turn it, close it. This one's good for boxing, and this one's good for kickboxing. How's it feel, Wilson?